Hey guys, this is Zlewikk and welcome back to my Ryukyu 3 Mountains campaign, where I started as Ryukyu over here with a goal of getting 2 achievements. One for Ryukyu, so the 3 mountains, conquering the whole world for them, and 2 as we formed Mughals as part of the strategy, also the Baborg achievement. In the last episode, we finished our setup. The country is set, now you just have to execute. And by setup I mean achieving 90% of the cooperation cost, combined with, if you take a look at Russia, combined with minus 80% province war score cost. It's already insane. You see, I took most of these lands in just one war, and I'm continuing that today. Besides executing and conquering the world right now, second important thing will be to move my capital to the new world. I have to do it today. And it's gonna be also important to push enough now to dismantle the coalition. You see, it formed, but if we keep just killing these nations, we should be all fine. Just to make sure, yeah, so the truces. Truce with Spain, 1649. Then we've got 1652 Austria, 1651 France, 1653 the Ottomans. It's gonna be tricky to handle all of this. Sponsor of this video is eneba.com, so a digital marketplace where you can buy games at a much discounted price. If you're planning to buy something, I do recommend checking it, especially that right now they are running a sale where for the next few days you can buy games like Space Marine, play this pretty nice, Ghost of Tsushima, even Civ 7 or Kingdom Come Deliverance with a nice discount. Make sure to check the link pinned in the chat section as well as video description when you're buying a new game. Let's get straight to that content. And another important thing is that I don't really need exploration anymore. I see the whole world, I don't need to colonize anything, so I could simply go ahead and refund that idea group to pick something better. And since we have religious ideas, I could actually take card ideas for the 5% province Roscoe cost together for religious. There's also cooperation cost, but I have maximum already. And the other ones I don't really like them. There's nothing really important here. The question is it really worth it taking whole idea group for the 5% of the province war score cost? Because my alternatives is higher army quality or trade for higher income. But I think my income is fine. High army quality could be useful, but really difference between 80 and 85% province score cost is pretty big. I have lots of diplo points. Let me take card ideas, got them troll idea group. It just costs 290 per idea for us. That is the time to take 1, take 2, and they take 3 right away. I have to also reorganize my trade because I re-received some merchants. So I'm collecting in Hormuz. I'll have to improve some trade centers. I can transfer from India, from Gujarat to Hormuz as well. Can also transfer from Lahore over there. So I declared war upon the end of the last session exactly to solve the coalition. For example, England is in it and I just got them out. And I have lots of troops in this war, but all of these troops are in the new world, but which we simply don't care. Let's see, I've got a decent army around here with Poland. They don't have a general on this stack. It's gonna attack. I think they will not even try reinforcing. Yeah, when they see the amount of the damage I'm dealing to them. Remember, in our build, we use a bit of elephants that have additional compatibility. We also have artillery compatibility, a lot of it. And keep in mind, see, we also have a price of the cavalry being similar to infantry. So I'm close to wiping. I actually wiped them in this battle.
I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye.
That's how strong we are, guys. Let's execute right now. I really need also an heir with higher admin skill for amount of the coin that we'll be doing, so that we disinherit. Tier 8 country for me is on both money. And I'm thinking about interest per annum just in case I'll have to go into war loans. Regiment cost is also goddamn strong. Here's the amount that I'm paying here. Let me show you. I'm paying right now 560 for my armies. It's half of my income, right? So regiment cost it drops to 500. That 3 from progress goal is probably the only useful thing here. It's gonna grow not 0.85 by 0.96. And it's because I think this one is not useful. It's absolutism, unrest. Yeah, nothing good here. I'm mostly looking for tier 10. We've got another province wars cost. Let's see, whole Polish army in one place versus 2 of my stacks. Let's take a look. 4 to 3. Oh yeah, we obviously are sitting down them hard. And then my stacks already have nothing to do. Which is good because my truce with Spain is about to end in November. So let's send these guys to Italy already. This one stack is also not enough. I mean, Spain only has 113,000, should be enough. Alright, look at this battle. It's not even close. What are the total losses here? They had the high army than me, no more in this only battle, yeah. They only down to 65,000. I could piece this out very soon. But I want to separate piece England. Let's see how much a war score I can get, but it's rather not much. I also definitely don't need that many forts around here. So let me clear this fort system just a little bit. I mean, a bit too many fort is gonna be useful for the amount of the wars that we are running, but not that many. Truce with Spain already ended. Oh, they can't do the coalition because they're at war with Venice, so I can take my time. No rush, guys. Okay, I don't think I have enough war score to do something to England, to separate peace them, which is fine. I actually want a long truce with as many guys as possible. Why full annexed in Poland? See, I can take 328 over extension, just one peace deal with my province Rose cost modifiers, which is 126 prestige. Ethiopia will be able to join the coalition. These two guys are guaranteeing them, so it doesn't matter. Let's clean the borders here. Look how much development is gonna be. 1,121. Yeah, 121 is like our development. Let's take a look. This guy's annexed. It is 635, so I've got over 500 development, just one peace deal. Yeah, obviously, let's take a look if we can concentrate on a development. In general, or no, I don't want to concentrate anymore. Let's just go on the core. Now the time is ticking, right? We have to declare on Spain, then France, then Austria, December, and Ottomans. I think I have enough armies to handle that. So Mr. Spain, let's declare, show superiority. Portugal and Holland will be out of the coalition, so I got rid of England. Now this guys, there's high chance it's gonna dissolve soon. Oh look, Volga's already left the coalition. That's really good news for us. Let's see how's the Spanish army quality, since they got tercios. Should be pretty good. It doesn't look like I have any issues here. My build is just insane army quality compared to the others. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes, this is what I want to see. This still means I have to do all of these wars. Otherwise the coalition will be reformed. And, you know, one of the big advantages of the province of Caucasus is not only of how much you can take in a war. What's even bigger, I would say, is that how much you can take with so little war score. Which means I could do a really hurting peace deal to Spain for just 35 war score and still 166 overextension. And I think that's what I'm gonna aim for, to be able to run all these other wars. I anyway will not have enough admin to take 100% from each of these. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. A tiny little peace deal. I think they lost. I think Portugal actually helped them because they're definitely faith, which they should lose when losing that war. Also short truce. Very nice. Now the question is, even do I have to attack France if the coalition is dissolved? I can leave France for later and now focus on the bigger fish, which is Austria and the Ottomans. But also I have troops on the border for France ready, and it's just 100,000 troops that they have. The Unholy Alliance.
No! God, please, no! No!
Okay, I guess the problem solved itself. I'm gonna attack the Ottomans and call France as a co-belligerent. Or just call France and break the alliance. I might just not have... Yeah, That's gonna be a better way. I'll leave France for later. Because I was calculating I'll need around 1.3 thousand mana to move my capital to the new world. That's why I want to first handle what's important and then move. But now that the coalition dissolved and it's not reforming, yeah, let's still deal with at least Austrian and the Ottomans. You know what? Since that coalition is not forming, I'm moving my capital first of all to Malta. And since it is in Malta, it doesn't impact my trade companies, right? And more importantly, I can now move my capital to Higui, which is in the new world. And this costs me 323 mana. I don't have to do it now, I can do it a bit later. Because now I need mana to core provinces I'll conquer. But after this important conquest, I'll have to save a little bit for this priority. And since my capital is in Europe, I can trigger European traders in China. Yeah, let's declare one on Austria-Hungary, which is much easier than the previous war that we are having. If I wanted to change the Holy Roman Emperor, I could just make them my tributary, but there's no need for such action. Shah Johann, stop! I don't need you, you need to have better stats. Again, from Austria, I don't need to fully annex them or something. Just the 64 war score will be enough. Just as I don't have this force, I can't take them. 60 war score, 300 to core, 250 over extension. I got 100 prestige. Just cleaning the borders here. Let's see how much development is here. 881. If I do that, let's take a look. 881 to 87. See how much development there is in this land that I'm taking. Beautiful. Now I'm really gonna, unless coalition starts forming, I'm gonna save mana to move my capital. Because I could do it now, but first we have to core the provinces. And to be honest, I think we are past the moment any coalition can form. We've got this. Since I want to move my capital here, let's make sure to build here the highest level fort. There goes trading in livestock. Another calf cost. Is it now cheaper than infantry? God damn, it is 6 ducats! Because also regiment cost impacts that. 6 ducats! And same with the maintenance. Just take a look. Maintenance of infantry is 0.24. Calf, 0.18. There goes the last card idea. And let's take a look. So, to give a good example, France. I like. Oh, let's keep the Ottomans like in the previous episode. The Ottomans' province war score cost is a 299%. Could take a second here for free, which is morale damage. Amazing. But I want this. I want this. War score cost versus other regions. 299. 237. This 5% is making that much of a difference. Russia, that's an easy one. 217. France, 128. England. England is for 1 war at this point. Spain, 1 war. Portugal, a bit more than half a war. Kilwa, 62%. Deccan is the only problem because they are of my region, but it's still 347. There we go. My capital is now in the new world. Now it's just about conquering all this, but it should be easy. What will be also easy is obviously taking care of the Ottomans first. They are actually having more army than in our last war, 337. That should be fine for us. Let me declare the same war goal. Yeah, France and Kill join, but should be easy. Let's see how Battle of France on full numbers will look like. Full front row and back row. They actually outnumbering me, but once again, the army quality is gonna win that for us. Just look at it. Their army is melting under our power. Look at that. Infantry loses. Just make sure that we get rid of the allies of the Ottomans. Just that alliance. I don't think they have anything else that is important. Well, Switzerland is kinda big, but I prefer a shorter truce. Goodbye, Kilwa. So now from the Ottomans I can take a lot. You see, I don't have enough admin actually to take everything I could. I just have to take slightly less. So how about we leave some Ethiopian provinces in the middle of us? So Ethiopia will be maybe able to reconquer it. And that's 170 of extension. Let's see the development I'm gonna get. 11.3 thousand is what I have now. So this taken, which is 500 overextension. Again, 11.3 thousand, right? 12,000 already. Insane amount of development you can get, guys. And see the borders keep facing. What's important is last that I just conquered. Now I can start concentrating because my new capital is having very little development. Just look at it now. Well, it is already at 54. I have very interesting and important matter to discuss with you guys because it was brought a lot in the comment section. Why do I block Age of Absolutism? Because at 30 admin efficiency is gonna be crucial. More than this 25 province source cost that you're having. Well, the matter is, province source cost keeps getting stronger the high numbers you're having. So the difference between 55, or in this case 60 province source costs versus 85 is massive. So to just answer a question, I did some checks, which you see here, on the current Russia and Ottoman setups. What's the difference between having my current province source cost and what if I had 110 absolutism, which would be hard to get, plus 5% admin efficiency from Age of Absolutism perk. So in this case, I would have 58 admin efficiency. So the difference, it's still much stronger to have province war score cost. It's 60% difference in the cost of Russia, and it is 50% difference in the cost of annexing the Ottomans. Obviously, having the absolutist is having its own perks. Mainly, the co-creation cost would get even cheaper. That's the biggest thing. Also, being able to unlock institutions, which means I don't pay so much extra for the decks, and that's gonna be slowly a bit bottleneck for us. But at the same time, something to opting me to stay without the absolute is that big part of our strategy is increasing autonomy in the provinces that we conquer, because we're getting around 5 to 6 of unrest in these provinces. So I could technically decrease it, right? With changing this to not have 6 unrest but 4, and I could steal some provinces from Deccan to get these 2 monuments. I can't take this monument, it's his capital, but I could take this monument for the tolerance of heathens to get even 1 lower, or find a monument that gives unrest to fix it. So I'm really considering that. Because the tech cost is gonna be a problem soon. I already pay around 50% more for not having global trade. And I think for your run, we'll be trying this yourself, this strategy. I think the best would be, because I'm playing much faster usually, right? The best strategy for you is to block the global trade until the 1630. So you don't have to give away provinces to another nation. You don't have to give away trade centers. Just keep trade centers to level 1 and let it spawn in 1630 and go for absolutism. In my case, I might actually go ahead and spawn the absolutism, the global trade, and then absolutism soon. I think I'm gonna just save more admin mana first to do some few more big wars. Let's see the truces that we're having, right? Because Austria is 1665, 1671, 1664, 64, 1660. So Spain, Portugal is the next 2 guys I'll be fighting. I'll be attacking first Portugal because they're defensive faith, and then Spain and start actually conquering the New World. Let me do that, guys. I will go and spawn the global trade already. Doing that is gonna be super easy because I'll just move my main nodes to Hormuz and start transferring trade much differently. So transfer this way, but instead of going for Coromandel, which is highly stolen, we'll send the trade for Doab. And then it is, instead of going from Deccan to Coromandel, I'll go straight to Gujarat. And I'm just thinking if yes. Just transfer for Gujarat to Hormuz. Actually much stronger, definitely need a merchant in here. How about we send it here instead of Siam? So this way in January, the global trade should spawn in our land. That should be also a strong amount of mana. When we talk about strong amount of mana, I'll also go and attack Shibe, because I've got a mission to conquer the province for 50 admin mana. Now, since we want to spawn absolutes, we have to cancel all of these privileges. So we cancel one for annexing subjects, the supremacy of the crown, manpower is no longer such useful, the eunuchs privileges are also not that needed for us. It's just gonna be a bit less of tax income. Same for this. Same for this, I don't need it. More of armies, I could keep it for now. And I don't need the... I will stay like this for now. And take a look that... we are having 70 maximum absolute. So we'll have definitely to achieve more, but it's fine for now. I'm just thinking if I could also change some guarantee forms here, but we'll see. I'm curious how we're trading. I will change it to 432. Obviously, yeah. Of all simulated cultures. We did lose a bit. Let's see how we can increase that. Bit stolen here. Yeah, Gujarat is being stolen a lot. Should send our trade ship to Gujarat now instead. Yeah, now it is 485, so it actually did increase our income in the end thanks to this adjustment. There it is, the global trade. Really useful to get the extra mana. So I was thinking about this a lot, you know. Because I could probably in the end just do one big giga war and next everyone in just one push without needing to core these provinces. I've just finished the achievement, right, with the world conquest, but I want to finish this campaign with a stable country. Maybe 10, 15 years later, but stable.
Impossible.
And you see, this is what I'm talking about. A bunch of provinces with 5 unrest. We'll have to figure this out if you want to go into absolutism, because, you know, increasing autonomy equals decrease absolutism. Another Shah Johan, another not good enough ruler for us. Let's do this. Some mana is already saved for that giga push. Start with Portugal. Ethiopia will be happy. And can I take Ethiopia's co-belligerent? No, the Ottomans. They're small. Scotland. Let's do this. And as said, why at war with Portugal? I can attack nations like Spain and Venice, so the Catholics, that would be otherwise protected by them. Truce with this, boys, ends in 4 years. Since I'm ahead in the Miltech, and I will want that mission here, that gives me max effect of absolutism. Let me start diving with my meal points wherever it is possible, and it is relatively cheap. You see, I'm still missing 36 clicks. But as promised, declaring war on Venice. Portugal cannot join, and since they took all of their force, there's nothing to siege down here actually. Just their capital is gonna be problematic. I need to bring my navy here. France just called a crusade on us. I didn't even know we can do that on Hindu nation. And White Wolf Portugal, I also have to attack Spain. I'll go more factories. Just a year later than the global like 2 years later than global trade spawned. And another one that is just free on admin. Come on, give me something good. Since I'll need absolutism, I'm really gonna start improving the Nizwa fort. That is gonna give me maximum absolutism plus 10. And why Nizwa gives me 10 absolutism, another 10 I'll be getting from Imperial City of Kyoto. And also upgrading into the max level gives stats to our ruler. This one is still relatively young, so I might use it even for him or for the future heir. Let me for now start improving it anyway. Oh, we got just trading in wine, so the unrest issue is just slightly fixed. Okay, let me do 3 peace deals at once. Let's just pass a month tick. First of all, eating Ethiopia separately to get access to Western Africa. Then from Spain, I'm mainly focusing on all their overseas provinces, just so I don't have to worry about them in the next wars, plus a big chunk of Mexican colony. Just let's see how much they're gonna accept. Yeah, 100% peace deal, there we go. Oh, you're supposed to accept, let's wait a month tick. So again, taking all of this from Spain. Why from how's their war score cost now? 65. Why from Portugal, see, taking a big chunk of Mexican colonies, all of the overseas little islands, and as much as they're gonna accept here around Brazil. There's an insane amount of development that we just got. We just hit 14,000. At the same time, only 400 overextension. And I have to only focus on, first of all, coring the princes that give me overextension. So, some of them, but not all. If I scroll down, you see all of this don't give me any. I don't have to core them. I will have to core some of the ones that don't give me overextension to get coring range, you see, for the points that I have to core. But it's all fine. To find the amount of gov capacity that we have, I'm gonna get some money from simply exploiting the development, and then I'm gonna use that money to build more car houses. Not slowing down, there's still less than 5 years until Age of Absolutism. Let me go and use that to attack France this time. Let me also finish off Kilwa. I like Chokwe, which I don't even see. I'm honest, it's the first time I'm seeing this event. Maybe you just didn't notice earlier. Shark Third spectrally embarrasses the court. Oh no! Anyway, right over France and Kilwa. We can attack Austria. A good thing about Austria is that Russia is having 100 desire, so I don't have to fight these guys unless I just want to get free war score from battles. I'll never get a good air, guys, I swear. France, we in the nation that is down to 36,000 troops. How many did we kill? 350,000. Preparing for that absolutism. We take some debts, and we gotta work on that imperial city of Kyoto. One level. And so another. Yes, and Giga Austria-Hungary with 1,000 troops. I think these are falling empires. As part of preparing for the absolutism, I'm gonna also take Royal Decree here for maximum absolutism. And again, I think I didn't really need to go for absolutism, but I think this is good because I can show you how to do that in your game. And as said, I think for like slower paced campaign, it's better just do it in 1630. I also start working on Petra because this gives avoid travel time, and I just need on level 1 for 20%. Oh yes, a newborn daughter, maybe a good heir this time. Not at all. Another disinherit.
Why are you the way that you are?
But you guys, with only 3 months until the Reformation, let me save it, in case I misclick something. It's time to piece out all 3 of these nations. Let's start with France, where I'm gonna focus, again like in the previous examples, on the territories outside of France. While in France, we'll heavily focus on all of the lands that have a fort, while doing a not nice border war, just to weaken France even more. So we'll be taking something like this. 300 overextension. Piece number 1. Look at the new world, how it's being colored slowly. Piece number 2 is Austria. Taking all of the lands here. Can I take something in Russia? I could take a bit in Russia. How about we do that since we have the war score cost? And let's take something like this. Nice. And finally from Kilwa, I will take everything except Madagascar because I don't have forts occupied here. Another big chunk of the provinces from Kilwa. So now, first of all, we increased our total development to 15,500, and we've got 900 overextension. I think I should have just enough mana to core this. But what's important news about what we just did is that we'll start loading Mughal particularists. 2 million. I can just accept their demands, which will increase autonomy, right? In all of the lands that are accepted culture of Mughals. That's how it is so easy to get absolutes as Mughals. But before I do that, oh yeah, we should increase admin efficiency. So how about I cancel this and take this instead, just to be able to core cheaper. And I will lose now province Roscoe cost, but I'm gonna gain admin efficiency, so that coring will be cheaper in a second. But before I do that, I have to go ahead and increase autonomy in all of these newly conquered provinces to avoid rebels after I core them. And because if I improve that autonomy in 3 months, I'm gonna lose absolutism. Now I can do that without any losses. So let me go ahead and accept these demands. We're obviously gonna lose 10 Kremland, which is unfortunate. But take a look how many lands just got autonomy, and I'll be able to decrease that autonomy for insane amount of absolutism. That obviously decreased a lot of our stats, but it is totally fine. There's a point that will not decrease the autonomy. You see it's dropping 0.4 a month, which is for a year. Now I have to pass these 3 months. Check. Check. Yeah, obviously my subjects hate me because... and I've lost a lot of trade modifiers. And if I 1 more month, I'll just take a look what's gonna be the difference. Ottoman's province fiscal cost is right now 161. Once they lose that province fiscal cost, 407. That's the difference that it was having. I see 98 of absolutism. I don't think I'm gonna cancel this. I need that gov capacity, but it's fine. Now let's decrease autonomy, and I'll be doing that first in my full state high development provinces like here. And look, this is 0.6 absolutism, 0.6 absolutism, 0.6 absolutism. So I just have to increase that in plenty of provinces. 0.65. This is gonna be 0.7. And just with these few clicks, it is already at 5. And what's the first part? I don't think I will have rebels even with that decreasing the autonomy. But I guess we'll see. There we are, guys. 98. All of the red provinces were a decreased autonomy. So now, let's take a look. Our extension is gonna drop from 936 to 594. And this is gonna be also much cheaper to core, because I first it is decreased by my core creation cost, but then also it is impacted by the admin efficiency. I was supposed to show you now. The Ottomans, it is still 258, so much more, but we'll be able to take another 5% from here, and it's increasing insanely fast. And I will be able to get another like 3% by getting this to 110. I think the big difference is definitely Deccan War score cost now, because it drops to 225. See, I still have 400 points after drawing all of that. We should also aim for getting both of the institutions soon. Now, with most of the provinces scored, unrest is 0. Even the provinces where I decreased the autonomy. That's how stable the country is. Now, since you noticed, right, I can take a bit less, but I pay less mana to core it, which means I'll be able to actually start piecing out more wars at the same time. And once I get the institutions, I also get back on the techs. Tech 23 is slowly incoming. I might use it just for a few years, but it's still like 20 decades from now. Okay, Shah Johan. Still not perfect, but it's not bad. I want you to do bets in the chat, guys. Can I take all of these lands in one war? Because I'm taking all of these guys as a call of allegiance. Let's see how many forts these guys built. Where did you get money for that? There it is, guys. Let's take a bit of that. As I've saved a lot of PowerPoint, I also built spy network on Portugal and England to get the cost reductions. Because look at this. I'm gonna take both of the institutions. Just need a tiny bit more of money. And now look, 162, 198, and this is ahead of time already. 125, 192, 258, and we are up to date with the technologies that should help us boosting our economy. Get another merchant and fix our gov capacity, so I can create more trade companies and get even more merchants. Even with the fixed gov capacity, I can cancel that privilege to get higher maximum absolutism, and it's gonna increase by itself almost 2 yearly. Since I'm ahead in the techs, I will develop with deploy and mill points, because I need dev clicks for this mission. I think it's really close to be done. Plus, I want much more crown because there's 10 more absolutes I can get from it. There it is. Max effect of absolutism plus 5%. I can get another 10% here. Well, see, it costs 40,000 ducats, but I think if I decrease purposely our income, I could get it cheaper, but anyway, I don't have that money yet. Another truce with the Ottomans ended. So this is down to 258. France. Actually, it's good. I'm gonna shorten my truce with France from 12 years to just a tiny bit less. And decadence is kicking off for the Ottomans. I love it. I'm not breaking French alliance with the Ottomans because I'm gonna shorten truce with the Ottomans with my next war against France. Yeah, because they have so many forwards, I'm not gonna take all. I could probably with separate pieces do take all of this. I'm gonna try taking these 3 nations in one piece deal, while shortening, taking white pieces with the other nations. So as soon as possible, I'm gonna start white piecing this 4. So I'm white piecing Timbuktu. Yeah, Russia is at last independent and they allied Spain. I'm cleaning the borders with the Ottomans with this clean peace deal. And all of this is just 200 extension and 200 mana to core. I'm really curious how I'll be standing with rebels after this Princess Accord, but looks like it's gonna be really alright. I'm not too worried about the rebels at this point. Oh yeah. I planned this. I wanted to take a piece of the piece, but I forgot. So Ottomans war score costs 158. With that H perk was down to 143. What the biggest is probably Russia at this point, 263. France 111. England 134, but again, in 2 technologies we'll get another 10 admin efficiency. The index up to date, 230 mana, 260 mana. That unlocks us another idea group. I don't need any of this. I mean, see if the conquered provinces have like 2 to 4 of unrest. So I could take humanists for just this national unrest and tolerance of heretics. Not even heretics, I need the heathens if anything. Just here. It doesn't really matter, but yeah. I can take this 290. Let's just, yeah, let me take this already. Now I can take all of these provinces in just one go. Are any of these rebels decreasing? Not really anymore, let me just piece them out. So development is up to 16,500. In the meantime, toll halls got unlocked. That's definitely something worth investing. And we try taking that decision. So it costs 45,000. I'm gonna purposely completely destroy my economy now. Thanks to which this is down to 28,000. Just gonna just take 2 loans and run this decision for max effect of absolutism. And now let me fix that the trade. You see, I'm doing as many wars as possible. It's just small wars, but they're gonna be still important to just clear the borders in Africa, here in Asia, and slowly in the North America. Obviously, the amount of overextension I'm taking now is not as impressive as it was, but the amount of land is also just slightly less than it was with just much smaller admin mana. So this looks pretty good. And our truce with France just ended, so let's just deal with them now. Before that, I can go take some admin mana for conquering the guys here, even more for conquering China. Oh, we just got the achievement Baburg. Yeah, we planned for this, but yeah, I forgot about this, honestly. Let's attack on France with a goal of shortening truce with the Ottomans. Maybe getting something more from Pope. Is it really worth it? Because I can just get this tool separately. Yeah, it's not worth it. Let's just go for this war. Empress Dowager Xiaojuan. Well, 454 is like exactly like my heir. Or 300 mana. You know what's the risk? I have a regency right now. And if the Queen Regent dies, 68, I'm gonna get Regency Council, not be able to declare wars. So it's much safer to just click this. Again, shortening truce with the Ottomans, keeping the alliances of them. I'm gonna shorten truce with France, not leaving much out of France in that peace deal. Just look at this beauty. And we are at 18,000 of development. You know, thanks to the max effect of Absolutism, instead of 30 admin efficiency, I'm getting 33.6. I think I could take it to 34.5. Yeah, If I get it to 115. Time to finish off Portugal and Spain. This truce ends in next January. Russia! Okay, I'll separate piece Spain to break their lines with Russia. Russia is also a big one to defeat. We all prepared for this. So let me declare on Portugal. And why at this war I'm gonna also attack Congo to finish them off. Why it's with Portugal, so defend of faith, I have to also make sure to attack as many Catholics as possible, including a big important nation for us of Venice. You know, this is in general how late game was gonna look like. The demand of the wars and how much we'll have to handle in this late game. And to piece this all out, starting as previously from the nations that are fairly close to my capital. From Portugal, I'm taking a big chunk of South America. More than half of the colonies that they had left. Another 340 overextension, which allows us to hit almost 20,000 of development. And now I'm saving admin mana to take Tech 23 for that very important admin efficiency. Let's take a look. Russian province also cost is 255, Ottomans 155. With this taken, this drops to 210 and that drops to 105. England? Just 98% of the war score.